Everyone thought today would be quiet for Princess Leonor. A simple day, an empty agenda, nothing unusual. But then, new footage appeared. Sudden, unfiltered, revealing a secret royal activity no one was supposed to see. And the moment you understand what Leonor was doing, why she did it, you'll realize this day is far more important than anyone imagined. Please like and subscribe to Future Queen Chronicle for more daily royal update. Stay tuned for details. Everyone assumed Princess Leonor's day was predictable. A quiet schedule, a routine engagement, nothing more. But today, everything changed. New footage surfaced. Unexpected, unplanned, unmistakably real. And the moment you see what Princess Leonor was doing in secret, you'll understand why the palace didn't want the world to know just yet. The day began like any other inside the Spanish royal family's tight circle. The press believed Princess Leonor was resting after a long week of military duties. Analysts predicted a silent day for Spain's future queen. No official appearances, no cameras, no statements. But quietly, something else was happening. Behind the palace gates, activity moved differently. Staff walked faster. Advisors made shorter calls. Security vehicles repositioned themselves with a precision that only happens when something important is unfolding. And across Madrid, a handful of insiders whispered the same question. Why is Princess Leonor active today, off camera? The answer surfaced hours later, when unexpected footage began circulating, footage revealing Leonor's presence in a location no one anticipated. The video was brief, but powerful. And it raised more questions than it answered. The clip showed Leonor stepping out of a discreet palace vehicle, her expression calm but focused. Not the polished public smile she uses for official ceremonies. Not the relaxed warmth she shows during student visits. This was something different, something private, something meaningful. What was she doing there? Why was this moment not on the royal agenda? And why did it feel emotional? This single clip ignited a chain of curiosity that demanded deeper understanding. Inside Zarzuela Palace, those closest to Leonor had sensed this day coming. They knew she had been preparing for something significant, something not meant to be displayed in front of the usual glittering cameras and diplomatic audiences. A duty that required privacy, conviction, and heart. But now the world wanted answers. As the story grew, royal reporters scrambled to piece together a timeline. The footage timestamp matched early morning, much earlier than Leonor's usual public schedule. Her clothing was simple, almost understated. Her hair pulled back with military neatness, despite no military event listed. Every detail carried meaning. The first clue came from a palace insider who hinted at a personal responsibility Leonor insisted on fulfilling herself. Not delegated, not shared, something she believed belonged solely to her. And that hint opened a new curiosity loop. Why would the future queen insist on secrecy for an activity that clearly held emotional weight? The deeper story began to emerge. For weeks, Leonor had been quietly involved in a private royal initiative, one that blended service, family legacy, and a deeply personal purpose. Those around her describe her as focused, almost introspective, carrying a seriousness that revealed the gravity of what she was preparing to do. This wasn't about politics. This wasn't about ceremony. This wasn't about image. This was about responsibility. Raw, personal responsibility. The new footage captured her entering a location tied closely to the monarchy's historical commitments. A place filled with memories, archives, and emotional chapters of Spain's past. A place where future heirs often go to understand the weight of the crown in its purest, most unfiltered form. But today, Leonor wasn't merely observing. She was participating. Sources confirm that Leonor met privately with individuals connected to a long-standing royal project, people who had been waiting for the right moment to hand her something essential. Something symbolic. Something that marks the shift from preparing for leadership to living it. Her meeting was behind closed doors. No press, no public audience, only a select few witnesses. Witnesses who later described the interaction as sincere, calm, and emotionally grounded. And this leads to another curiosity loop. What exactly was handed to her? And why did this object hold so much significance? According to those familiar with the moment, Leonor received documents, historical pieces, and personal letters written by past monarchs at the turning points of their lives. Letters about sacrifice, responsibility, courage, fear, love. The palace has never released these letters publicly. They are kept for the heir alone. To guide them, to warn them, to strengthen them. Leonor spent time reading, quiet, still, eyes moving slowly across the pages. Witnesses said she reacted softly, at moments, leaning closer to the text, as if absorbing not just the words but the emotional weight behind them. This was not an ordinary royal activity. This was inheritance, not of power, but of legacy. And yet, one question remained. Why today? Why now? The answer is tied to her next upcoming milestone. A moment of transition. A moment that demands Leonor not only understand the monarchy's past, but internalize it. Carry it, and prepare to add her own chapter. As she left the room, Leonor didn't immediately return to the palace. Instead, the footage shows her stopping briefly at a quiet courtyard, a symbolic place where young heirs often reflect before major turning points. King Felipe did the same. His mother did too. Here, Leonor stood alone for several minutes. Not speaking, not moving quickly, just standing in thoughtful silence. What was she thinking? Was she overwhelmed? Was she preparing herself emotionally for what comes next? From the soft shift in her expression, it seemed clear she was processing something deep. Something personal. Something that will soon be revealed to the public, but not quite yet. And that's why the footage matters. It shows a young woman on the edge of transformation. A future queen confronting not just duty, but identity. As more fragments of information emerged, palace sources confirmed a surprising detail. Leonor requested that today's activity remain private because she wanted to carry its meaning quietly. She didn't want spectacle. She didn't want attention. She didn't want praise. She wanted authenticity. This decision speaks volumes about her character. About her maturity. About the kind of queen she may one day become. But the footage also reveals something else, something subtle. Something emotional. There is love in her movements. Love for her country. Love for her family. Love for the responsibility she is inheriting. And where there is love, there is tension. The good kind. The human kind. The kind that shows she is not performing a role, but growing into it. As the narrative spreads, experts and analysts begin speculating about the next steps. Some believe this private activity signals a new leadership phase for Leonor. Others argue it marks the beginning of her deeper involvement in state matters. A few quietly suggest it may be connected to a future announcement that will surprise the nation. Each theory creates a new loop. Each loop feeds the curiosity. And all roads lead to one reality. Leonor's journey is accelerating, but the emotional core remains unchanged. She is a daughter. She is a young woman. She is someone balancing public duty with private growth. She is learning what it truly means to carry a crown, not the golden one, but the invisible one built from expectation, sacrifice, and devotion. And that is what today's secret activity reveals. As the footage continues to circulate, reactions from the public are a mix of concern, admiration, and curiosity. Many feel protective. Many feel proud. Some feel nervous. But all feel connected to the young woman whose life will shape Spain's future. Back at the palace, Queen Letizia reportedly reacted with quiet emotion. Not surprise. Not worry. But a mother's knowing pride. She has watched Leonor grow, stumble, rise, and transform. She knows her daughter's heart. She knows how seriously she takes her role. And she knows that today mattered deeply to her. King Felipe, too, understands. He knows the weight of days like this. He has lived them. And now his daughter is beginning to live them too. What comes next? What will Leonor reveal? How will today's secret activity shape her next steps? The answers are coming, soon. But today's footage already speaks louder than words. It shows responsibility. It shows growth. It shows emotion. It shows destiny unfolding quietly, away from the cameras that will eventually capture the final result. Princess Leonor isn't just preparing for the future. She is stepping into it, one private moment at a time.